The dwellers below. Some of our language is coming at you with irresistible force. If you don't think you can pass your strength test, then best back off now.
You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised.
That's just to hit you in the nostalgia. Welcome back to the Dwellers Below, the podcast that just will not die for the love of God. Why are we still doing this?
Oh my God, that was a blast from the past. I tell you what, I was not expecting that. I love it.
Earlier, and I just got the feels. I was like, oh wow, I'm going to put this in. With me today is Lockie Mulch Cakey, which you can see on the screen, but if you're a real G, you don't watch this, you just listen.
Good to be back. Back. No,
back. Oh,
I feel like we're the last dwellers standing, Danny. Like, what's been going on, mate?
Last one's alive, I believe. It feels very full circle. I think it might be the first Dwellers episode I've hosted as the newest member. Maybe, in fact, we're the two newest Dwellers. Do you know that?
Yeah, pretty much, I suppose.
I was looking at the old episodes, and you have to go back a while to find the one.
Because I remember Smorgan and I joined pretty much like in AOS 2 when the podcast started again. And then we got you back into it, or we got you into it, right? Over like, Border Wars, kind of Lord of War way, right? And then the COVID years, of course.
Episode, if you go onto the Podbean, which is a thing that still exists, there's one of the first episodes on the Podbean is, I think, the first episode that you're on, which is crazy.
Oh God, so cringe.
Many moons ago. So in the spirit of nostalgia, I thought that we could do a good old broadcast. What's been going on, Lockie? What's been happening, man? What hobby have you been up to? And what games have you been playing?
Well, actually, the Dwellers did get there. We can't turn that off, can we?
What did we get?
No, we caught up yesterday, actually. Me, Jay, Hohen, and Smorgan. We actually had a few games to play over Easter weekend, which was a lot of fun. Didn't actually cast. Would have loved to have you there, Danny. But, actually there's been a bit of Warhammer played because, so we played a little round robin yesterday, which was a bit of fun. I also ran an event a few weeks ago at Gaming Arena. Had, I think, 15 or 16 players. Even Brad from Cast Dice / Dwellers Below OG, he came out for a few games. That was a lot of fun. We're actually getting some Warhammer in, even though we're not casting. Sorry, everyone. Our Podbean or subscription hasn't been actually doing what it's meant to do. But having some good games is fun. And I've pretty much finished my High Elf army now. I've been in the lead up to the Gaming Arena event the other week. I had been smashing out a big-ish unit of 21 White Lions to kind of round out my High Elf army. And
that's a lot of White Lions.
I put them on the table and they keep failing terror checks and being run off the board, even at leadership 10. So putting veteran on them now because I can actually take that. So hopefully I'm going to not fail so many terror checks.
Reroll the leadership 10, you should be okay.
So actually playing some games, doing some hobby. It's actually nice despite, the noise. What about you?
Yeah, I realized when I asked you, because the classic answer is nothing. Haven't been doing. Actually, there's been a lot of games and hobby happening recently, for Dweller standards anyway. I believe even Nick Hohen, who may or may not be dead.
He's definitely dead. He's a zombie.
Like what? I don't think he's painted anything since the Black Coach going through the Realm Gate in Age of Sigmar 10 years ago. So...
Well, he's got a very nasty Beastman army ready for Arcanicon in about a month's time. which I played against yesterday, and I felt like I had a chance, but I never really did.
No, it takes a while. I think it takes a while to realize that you don't have much of a chance against that army because you're like, oh, I can just pin down that unit and kill. I can't catch it with anything. Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah, turns out he's got like a million pieces of chaff that he can put between like his Death Star with like six characters in it,
Single
and
razor doors.
yeah, which and like the units of harpies and things like that, plus all the ambushes that come off, and even if you do kill all that stuff, it's like worth no points, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. You're
Meanwhile,
like,
he's
all your units except for one, and I've got 200 points. What?
Meanwhile, he's vile-tided off your entire army, which is a lot of fun. Although it was fun because, for those who don't know, and it was probably the first time I played against that style of Beastman list with the what's the Herdstone
Yeah.
build, right? Where they all get extra, pluses to
The
cast,
magic
which is
bonus
really
casting
strong.
like +4 or
But
5 or something.
But if they double one, like if they do a miscast, they all suffer the same miscast. So, like I think his second or third spell was a random Plague of Rust, which wouldn't have mattered at all anyway. Was Viletide ignores
Yeah.
armor and things like that. Obviously, I think he miscast and then put like 4 pie templates on his guys, which didn't actually kill many guys anyway. And was all in skirmish formation, and
Yeah.
Um,
That's funny that if they all suffer the like you could if you roll bad. No, I mean I guess statistically it's not likely, but if you got unlucky, oh boy.
I think if they weren't in skirmish formation, it would make a big difference. But then mid game, he did try to argue, maybe in jest, but I don't know how people play. That if he miscast a Viletide spell and then rolled the result where the Viletide's cast like at its casting value, but you can't cast any more spells for the turn. He said that you can make an argument that all the rest of the wizards get Viletide because that's the miscast result. We didn't play it that way, but just like in case anyone listening runs into that. It was interesting.
Keep an eye out. We'll touch on Beastman a little bit later. We had a little question from someone via the email account, which still exists. Hell yeah, Dwellers.
Let's go. Listen to questions.
Listen to questions. Well, listeners, people that want to come to our tournament and need to know how it works. Alas, have not been playing many games and not been doing a lot of hobby. I'm sorry.
You've been busy in real life, mate.
I'm a very busy boy.
Or is it lots of computer games?
Say what?
Or is it lots of computer games?
I did also just finish playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which is a phenomenal game. But that's not the reason, I promise. It's just got me more keen for Bretonians. Knights, and more knights. No, I did play the first in a new series of events that's coming up in Vic called the Beast of Pugno, which is a Black Arrow tournament in one of a series of 3 in sort of like an escalation. The first one was 650 points. Next one's 1,200. And the last one is like 2,500 or something, 2,250. Big ones run by Josh from Old World Fanatics, who are a proud sponsor of the Snake Eyes event, which I haven't told them yet. They don't know it, but they are. And
communications partner,
fun, actually.
Media partner.
Yeah. 600 points of anything is heaps of fun. Such a swingy game. I played against another risen from the dead dweller, Nick Gentili, shorts, only wounds on a 5+. And I cheated and beat him. So that's dwellers doing bad things.
How did you cheat? Come on, tell the world.
He hasn't played almost any Old Worlds, and I hadn't played in a long time. And he said it was turn 5 and he was ahead. And he said, "Is this 5 or 6 turns?" And I said, 6 turns. and we played out a 6th turn, and I won. And it turns out that in the pack it says no 5 turns.
Oh, that's good.
And we only found this out after pairings had been done. So, alas, which meant I got to play Smorgan, which was awesome. And then I absolutely gutter stomp Smorgan. He is terrible at Warhammer. Oh, crushed him. So I hope you're listening, Sam.
It wasn't because of your filthy list, though, was it?
I actually had a terrible list, and I got very lucky, and he made some mistakes. But good times. I belted out an army for that in like 8 hours. 650 points, 8 hours. Let's go. So that's what happens when you have no time for anything.
And then did I see that 650 point army up for sale like the next day?
Immediately, yeah. I needed some. I needed some shoes for something else, and I was like, I can't afford new shoes right now. And Nick was like, just sell that army and buy new shoes. And so I posted on the internet. I said, hey, I need new shoes. Can I sell this army? And it worked out.
Empire Army number 13.
Yeah, so many armies. And so few of them for me. And other than that, the only hobby I've been doing has been slogging away at some commissions. I've got a couple of very overdue commissions from very patient lads across the country. So thank you for your patience. I'm working on them, I promise.
What kind of stuff are you painting?
Say, huh?
What kind of stuff are you painting for the commissions?
One is Space Marines, which is, I mean, like, you're fun for a little break.
I've got some Space Marines right here that I'm painting. Doing some Ultramarines. Yeah.
Oh, lucky
no.
No.
My brother is who has never really played Warhammer ever, and even though I tried to get into it multiple times over the years, he's finally like, oh, actually, I might play some 40k, like just with his mates in the garage kind of thing. I'm like, all right, I'll buy some Space Marines and paint some Ultramarines. Yeah. So
cool.
Just a little bit of fun, but yeah, cool. So what you're painting some Space Marines?
Yeah, it's like a Horus Heresy scheme of like Blood Angels or something, Black or Dark Angels Horus Heresy. It's like black and red.
Sick.
They're fun. And then the next thing that is sort of, the other thing I'm in the middle of is a bunch of Kislev, which is sick. It's really cool. All these old metal Kislev sculpts doing all the rebasing and stuff like that. So that's on that shelf. And nothing for me, but if I want to play Ark, I've got to paint a whole army in like a month. So we'll see.
Is that because you just sold all your armies, or?
Yeah, I don't have an army. There are no models.
Did you even sell your Bretonnians?
Yeah.
You're a madman.
So I did go and buy a bunch of cheap secondhand Bretonnians again. So I'll probably play Brads again.
Yeah, cool.
Anyway, not a lot of time for that. I probably won't even. Who knows if we'll get time to actually finish that. But we've got to get to the meat of the sandwich, the beautiful podcast sandwich, which is Snake Eyes. Lucky, we're running
out of
bed.
Hype. No, we're about what? Just under 2 months away.
Today's the 7th, exactly 2 months.
Yeah, that's sick.
It's getting close. Getting close. I'm ordering prizes, sorting out all that stuff, fielding questions, trying to tee up teams. Can you hit us up for those of the listeners of this, both of the listeners of this, that haven't even touched a podcast for 10 years? What's Snake Eyes? Lucky.
Well, the best way to find that out is to go listen to the Old World Fanatics. We did an episode about 3 weeks ago. Just do that.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Podcast done. No, look, we're you and I doing Snake Eyes in 2 months. I think it's like the first weekend of June at Gaming Arena, which we love. Premier gaming venue, can fit up to maybe 100 players. Not that we're going to get that, but can, beautiful tables, bar service, just great location. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think we've got 9 teams signed up. So this year we're doing teams of 4, last year you and Nick did teams of 3, and I think the goal was always to move it to teams of 4. But I think last year, like there just wasn't confidence in the numbers in the community to be able to get teams of 4. But this year we said actually no, let's keep building on the success of last year, and do teams of 4. So we got 9 teams as of tonight signed up, teams of 4. There's one early bird ticket left, which will expire in like the next week or so. So if you haven't signed up and you want to, please get on it.
Yeah, there's a couple of people who've been getting in touch with me about saying that they're keen on registering or about to. Whichever one of you signs up first gets that last early bird ticket. But it doesn't get that much more expensive after early bird. So.
No, that's right. If you've got some mates who just want to play, so I think as with most teams events, you bring 3 mates along with you. Everyone kind of brings their own army. That you can't have 2 orcs and goblins players, for example, or 2 Brett players, or 2 sub factions that are the same. So everyone's kind of got to have a different army. Things like special characters, magic items, and things like that are shared across the list, so you can't have multiple versions of Lore Familiar or the Ogre Blade or things like that, which is makes them it's really cool in terms of the dynamics there for winning and losing as a team, submitting lists as a team.
Makes the pairings and stuff interesting as well, and makes each team unique. Like you don't have each army in the team unique. It's like you don't have every army has Combat Lord, level 4 with Lore Familiar, etc.
Yeah. Or the Talisman of Preservation, which is obviously one of the strongest items in the book that everyone throws on the big Gribblies. Like you actually have to think about other things to take, right? And particularly with teams of 4 now rather than teams of 3, like there's some big list building questions that you kind of have to answer, which kind of I think makes it quite fun.
Yeah, it'll be cool, and I think we'll see a whole lot of items that you don't usually see, just because of the scarcity of the items. Like the top 10% of items or whatever will just get raffled out, or however the team distributes it. But then you'll get all the maybe B tier picks that are still good. They're not just as optimized. And I reckon it'll be fun. There'll be some fun lists, fun armies.
I hope so. And we've got some pretty. I'd have to bring it up exactly what. So you might need to correct me, but in terms of the comp, we've gone pretty hard. Well, some of the feedback from the community saying that it's pretty hard in terms of the amount of comp and restrictions that we're putting on. So I think it's about 33% of your army, 1/3 of your army can only be spent on characters. 1/3 of your army can only be spent on flying or ethereal units. You also can't have duplicates of rare choices for war machines, or you can't have 3 of the same war machine in special. Remind me what else we put in there, Danny.
Behemoths are unique. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Back in the little thing in the comments down below.
Oh yeah.
I'll chuck
tell us in the comments why we're wrong.
But I don't know. There's been a whole slew of feedback on the pack, which I think is interesting. I think that means we've done our job right, because there's a lot of people that have been like, oh, well, it makes it hard for me to build a list into, which is kind of the point. That's great. Challenge, build something different to what you usually play, and think about it like a team instead of an individual. And then there's also people that have said, oh, that's really light on, you haven't done anything comp-wise to restrict my army. It's going to win every game. And so, there's all sorts of opinions, and the only way to find out is to get in there and play. Bring a team, turn up, and try and trounce your opponents.
The thing is, there will still be some strong lists in there. There will be lists that kind of make it through, and that's fine. Things are allowed to be good, but at least it's going to make most people, if not all, make some hard choices on what to bring and what to leave at home. And
what people don't consider, because there's hardly any team tournaments, is that it doesn't matter as much about the super tough meta lists, because say every single team brings at least one super tough meta list. There's no guarantee that they're going to be like who they're going to be playing. And how the captains work out the pairings and stuff. So in the pairing process, you can work around. You can say, oh, okay, well, I know that they've got a super elite cafe list with all the Shigengans, and I'm going to pair them into my blocker team, and they're going to get no points out of it. So there's so much you can do, and so much to dig into if you're about that.
Or you bring your own Cathay list, right? Like with the
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Speaking of pairings, we had heaps of people heaps of people. We had a few people question us about this, and it's a little unclear with teams tournaments. There's a specific pairings process. It's basically the same if you've played Teams 40K, Teams the Old World, Teams won the Fantasy Battles. Very similar process. I'm going to link a video in the description down below. It's so easy. The explainer in the players pack has been cleared up as well. So if you're a little worried about the complexity of the pairing system and stuff, check out the video I link. It's super clear. You won't have any problems understanding it. Even I understood it. So.
It's really not that hard. It's just, it probably wasn't written that clearly in the original pack, and we tried to give an example, and it probably just, I do get that it probably looked like a wall of text, so apologies for anyone who was a bit scared off at first, but it should be cleared up by now.
Yeah, so the players pack V1. Lockie, I have some questions for you.
Yeah, let's go. Rapid fire.
These are questions that I have got emailed. One of them, I've already answered at least one of these emails. The first one was, are proxies allowed? I only have a 3D printed army.
Of course, it's not an official event, like sponsored by Games Workshop, and obviously Gaming Arena supports 3D printed and proxies and things like that. Obviously, things need to be representative of what they actually are. So, like, you can't have a goblin, on a massive base saying that it's a dragon or something like that. So be reasonable, but proxies are cool. Randy, before, our good friend, was just messaging me about his 3D printed army that he's bringing. He's got a bunch of Demigryph Knights that look to be old sculpts of Karl Franz's Griffin. So it looks really cool. Can't wait to see that painted. He says he's pulling like 3 or 4 hours a night to try and get it done before Snake Eyes. So so the answer, Danny, is yes. Go nuts.
Sick. This is just a side note. If nothing else, what this event has done has got a bunch of our friends who haven't painted a model in a million years pop in and make new armies. I don't know if Gentili's, I don't think Gentili's playing this, but he's just hopped back into Old World and is keen on the small points things. He's painting his elves, which he's had in a cupboard for like 30 years. Randy's printing a whole army, which is nothing new for Randy, but painting it as well. Mans hasn't touched a paintbrush in a long time, so I'm stoked for that. Nick Holland quit his job just to paint an army? Go, Nick Holland.
That is dedication.
That's absolute dedication. In fact, he's painting 2 armies. So, what's the world coming to?
Smorgan's printed an army as well, actually, an Arabi themed
and he's got me to rebase his Wood Elves for the 3rd time.
Amazing. I hope he wait, how was it rebase a 3rd time?
So he made a Wood Elf. He collected a super cool old school metal sculpt Wood Elf army.
And it was Sigma, right?
Age of Sigma.
Yeah.
And then the edition, and I finished it, and I was like, "This is sick." It was, I think, one of the best things I've done. And then the edition changed, and he was like, they've changed all the base sizes. Can you rebase these?" It's like, "Yeah, sure, no worries, man." Rebase them all to slightly larger round bases, and then I knew it was coming. I was like, "These Old World exists. These models belong on squares. I know I'll be putting these on squares eventually." And yeah, sure enough, he got me to put them on squares. And in fact, I enjoyed it the most out of all the rebasings because they look the best on squares. But I still haven't finished it. I still need to flock them. He needed them for a tournament, so I still need to like put a bunch of stuff on those bases. Classic.
Oh, terrible.
Classic terrible commission payment. Terrible with deadlines. Yeah, and so many new armies. And then I've had like 3-4 different off-world armies, and I've sold them all.
You're just a machine, mate. You'll probably paint an army, sell it, and then paint another one by Snake Eyes, I'm sure.
It's not. I'm too busy with working books, unfortunately. I wish. Oh, questions. Sorry. Wow. What a
Yeah,
tangent.
next question.
The next question is from an already registered player, and he says, I've lost it. It's just a question about faction terrain. He's intending on playing Beastman, and it's just asking about the Herdstone, because there's no, in classic old world fashion, there's no, like there's a guide on like, oh, just make a fun terrain piece to represent your Herdstone.
Is there not a model for it?
There is a model, but it's not an old world model. There's the Age of Sigmar model that you can use for it. And so he was like, just want to check, are you ruling anything around faction terrain like Wood Elf Forests and Herdstones? Because they can be gamey. They can be real gamey. You can do stuff like get a really like 1 inch thick, like U-shaped forest for Wood Elves. It creates maximum cover and like all sorts of jank that you can do with shapes of forests and Herdstones. Are you saying that he's seen people even bring a selection of Herdstones to a tournament and just pick the one that's best for that game in terms of like base size?
Well, in Melbourne, someone in Melbourne is doing that.
I'm not sure he's from Melbourne, this fellow. I'd have to check, but just some jank he's heard of.
That sounds awful.
It sounds awful. What do you think about that? What about at our event? What happens if we see people doing that shit?
Denied. You'll be thrown out onto the street.
In the bin.
DQ'd.
Yeah, I think the general answer to that and a whole lot of other questions is a DBAD policy, which stands for don't be a dick. If you're going to bring a Herdstone, make it Herdstone sized. Everyone knows what a Herdstone looks like. If you're going to have a forest, make it forest shaped. Everyone knows what shape forests are.
I think Games Workshop Citadel Woods are a pretty good indication. I don't know what the measurements for that is, but that's
what people are expecting. That's what most people
just bring
do.
that.
If you bring in something crazy, don't do it. I don't know what we'll do, but we'll be mean to you.
Yeah, you won't be happy about it. So just like, don't be.
Yeah, so I don't know if we might pop a little FAQ document up as and when more questions roll in for stuff like this. But a great way of dealing with that or thinking about it is this dickish? And if the answer is yes, don't do it. We don't want you to do it either.
And if you're really not sure, you can email us a photo of what you're thinking of bringing.
It's a great idea.
Yes or no before you rock up to the event, and there's hard feelings, of course. Like if you're genuinely not sure.
Yeah, that's thedwellersbelow@gmail.com, all one word. Which I don't know. I guess no one else would have wanted that email handle. Good on Holland for nabbing it. Yeah, they were the questions that I could find. I don't know if there's another one hanging around there somewhere, but
is that it? I thought you had piles of questions.
No, most of the questions are just like, "Hey, can I come to this event? It sounds sick."
And you're like, "Yes."
Actually, here's another question for you. What if, Lucky, I want to come to this event. It sounds so cool, but I don't have a team. What do I do?
Good question. I think that there's 1 or 2 teams that are looking for a 4th player. I'm not sure if they still are, but yeah, please email us in. We've got a matchmaking service going, so we'll sort you out. Either like we'll get you on a team with 3, or we'll sort you out and like we'll get 4 singles or 2 doubles or whatever. If it's just you and a mate, like We'll sort
Snake
it
Eyes
out.
matchmaking service. Absolutely. Get in touch, email us, comment, get in touch however. Find us at our houses and knock on our doors. Don't do that. That's weird. And then we'll do matchmaking. We've already done it. 2 teams. There's a
We've got a
lovely
long
couple-
history of matchmaking at the Dwellers.
There's a great fellow who emailed us all the way from South Australia saying, I want to come to Snake Eyes. I haven't got a team and I can't get anyone else to come from my town. Can I join the team? And he's signed up, which is
Amazing.
sick.
I mean, do that if you can't find better friends. Like, come on, guys. Like, if you support your mates, come interstate. You got to do it if your mate wants to.
We're also actually getting. Oh, that's an echo. I have to mute Lucky. Yeah. So we're also actually Lucky. Chuck it in the chat when your thingy's fixed.
I'm good.
Sick. Also, I think this year we have people from more places than we had last year, which is very exciting. Last year there was a smattering of New South Wales teams, and then there was like a couple of people from interstate, and it was all right. This year there's definitely 2 teams from New South Wales. There's going to be a team from Queensland that hasn't signed up yet. I've got to get in contact with the people about that. The Australian ETC team or WTC team are sending a team. I think some of those blokes are from Queensland. And then we've got...
Have they signed up? They haven't.
Not yet.
So
get on it, guys.
Early bird. Get on the early bird.
We've also got a guy from South Australia, which we didn't have last year. There's Tasmanians attending. And there is one person even flying in from Darwin, which is crazy. It's Jamie.
Darwin.
It's not from Darwin, but he's just flying because he's there at that point. That would be crazy if someone from Darwin came. I know there's a community there. So.
I thought we had a New Zealand team as well, but I might be wrong.
There were guys really keen about it last year, but with the way jet fuel prices are going, it might be a little less likely. Not sure.
True.
If you are from interstate, we are organising, to get in touch as soon as you can, because we are organising a discount with a local hotel for the event, for the weekend of the event. It's super close to the airport, the hotel and the venue. Lucky, we haven't talked about the main things, the best bits about this weekend of Warhammer.
The trivia?
The trivia. That's right. Yes.
Tell us about the trivia, Danny.
Yes. So basically, this year, watch the fuck out because the trivia is going to be hard. Last year, so I ran a trivia on the Saturday night. It was a hit last year. It was awesome. We all had heaps of beers at the venue straight after. We provide pizza dinner, which is included in your ticket price. So everyone's welcome to stick around for pizza dinner and trivia. You can stay in the same teams if you want for trivia. You can join teams. You can go it solo, whatever you want. Everything goes. I made a whole set of trivia questions last year, which was sick. Too easy. Way too easy. I just underestimated how much of fucking nerds us Warhammer players are and how much people know about this game that's been around for like 20 years. So, well, being resurrected. So this year's going to be fiendish. No one's going to get all the questions. Not one person. I guarantee it. That's a hard thing to guarantee.
You have to have a couple of gimmies.
Yeah, but the stuff that I thought were gimmies, people were like, boring. And then the stuff I thought was fiendishly difficult, people were like, oh yeah, just like easy. So, I don't know, man. I'm getting my thinking hat on, my trivia hat, and it's going to be...
Just be really careful if you are tempted to use ChatGPT or some other AI platform to assist with trivia writing. So I ran a trivia night for my friends maybe a couple of months ago, and it was hard quiz themed for anyone who watches ABC as religiously as I do. And I used ChatGPT for to help me write some of the questions. And yeah, there was definitely some wrong things in there that my friends were a little bit unhappy about.
No, I'm a Luddite. I abhor AI, and I think it steals artists'
Yeah,
work, so I don't use
it
it.
definitely
Uh,
does.
Anyway, that's all right. It's the future. It's going to happen to all of us, whether we like it or not. So yeah,
No, I'm
trivia.
really
It's gonna
looking
be
forward
sick.
to your trivia, man. That's
It'll be
going to be
good.
great.
It'll be good fun. No one let me have too many beers before the trivia because then it gets a little messier. During is fine.
I got you. Is there any limit? I don't know if you had a limit last year on like the amount of people who can be on a team. Like I reckon there were a couple of teams last year that were quite big, and that obviously, people can pool their knowledge if they've got teams of 6 or 8 sitting on a team. Like have you got any
Yeah, I
rules
mean,
there?
I guess it's last year was because it's a big weekend of Warhammer and you've just played 3 games. There's a lot of people that are fried and they're like, I can't stay for that. I'm going home. I need to sleep, which is fair, totally fine. So there was a few stragglers that were like, oh, my team's gone, but I want to join a team. So I think we had a couple, and then we had some naughty boys. We had some stirrers of the pot. We had some drunkards heckling, and that will absolutely be tolerated. I loved it. That was sick. That was very funny. I don't know if everyone thought it was funny, but I thought it was funny. But yeah, there'll be some shenanigans. I'm sure we'll find a venue to carry on afterwards and be silly boys and girls and theys. It's going to be sick. It's going to be such a good Saturday night. And it also just it's the vibe, It makes you, even if it's a tournament in your home city, makes it feel like it's an event, makes it feel like it's a weekend, not just I'm going to play some games on Saturday, I'm going to play some games on Sunday. Connects it all up. You get to meet people, talk about Warhammer, talk about the nerdy thing that we love, and have fun doing it.
Do we need to figure out a venue? I'm not sure. Like, everyone went to an Airbnb after trivia last year, if I
Yeah,
recall
there's just a
correctly.
couple of us.
Do we have to sort out a venue for kick-ons? Do you reckon? Is it going to be that big a night?
I mean, maybe.
I don't know if you want to go to like the retreat or something in Brunswick. It's very close to my house, so
yeah. Retreat on a Saturday night. That's a wild place. That could be sick. We'll see. I don't know if there's much closer. Maybe a big pub in Coburg somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, let's put our thinking hats on there and just think
Yeah.
for some kick-ons,
Yes. We'll make an event of it. That's for sure. Anyway, to be decided. Prizes are in the works. I'm going to take delivery of the massive banner design this year in a couple of weeks. We'll show it off everywhere we can. Spam the group chats. By the way, did the Facebook group chats come back? Is that what that is?
I think it's all linked to like one of their Facebook, like the community pages, and then there's like multiple threads in it. But the traffic's definitely died off since this time last year which I don't think is a reflection on the community. I think it's more a reflection on like the fragmented like messaging.
Yeah, because all those chats
systems,
went away, and then
yeah, and less people are using Facebook. Like I'm not on Facebook really anymore. Fuck you, Zuckerberg. So like, I don't know. I reckon like people are playing games but they're just not talking about it as much in the chats. I reckon.
Yeah, sick. Do you have anything else Snake Eyesy that we need to tell people? They need to know.
Don't miss out. It's going to be a great weekend.
That's actually true.
Find some mates and just come. You won't regret it.
Yeah, that's great. It is going to be the best Warhammer weekend of the year. So let's do that. Also, I promised in the episode of Old World Fanatics we did do a names ranking. And so that's what we're going to do. Okay, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. We've got 9 teams signed up. There'll be more of this later. And also, can I just say the name that people have entered into? The tournament's being run on oldworldrankings.com. Great software that Gomo's built. definitely use it. There's obviously going to be a link in the description. You can change the name that you've submitted for your team. You don't have to stick with the one that you just made up on the spot. Some people didn't choose one. So, so think about it. There'll be a prize for best name in the end. But
Have you decided what the prize is?
Not yet. It's going to be a surprise. Do you like surprises?
Depends what we can afford in the budget.
That's right. That's right. I think the team name prize will be the best prize, though. I couldn't imagine it not being.
If it goes that, then baggage train, then everything else doesn't matter.
That's right. That's right. So look, I'm going to get you to help me rank these
Let's
team
go.
names. And honestly, it's a poor showing, guys. If you've already signed up, get onto your team. Like, honestly, get onto your team name. Let me hit that screen share. This one. Is it this one or is it this one?
Seamless, Danny. Seamless.
Yeah. All right. All right. Presentation mode me. Oh no, it's gone. Oh, awful.
We need some
Ow.
intermission music going on right now.
This is the worst. Okay, it's all gone. Everything's disappeared. I've ruined it. In that case, we're going to go over here and we're just going to talk about each of the names.
Go on.
Can you see this, Lockie, by the way?
I can't see anything, no.
Then I have to...
What if?
Do you want to see them? Do you want to see this, or should I just read them out?
I can see them on my screen.
Yeah, we don't need to see them. All right. So the first name, I'm not sure, this might be in order of signing up. The first team is called Bring Back Purple Sun. Thoughts?
I do love Purple Sun. OG Purple Sun from 8th edition, so I'm a big fan of that. In terms of names, it's probably not the strongest, but give it a solid B+, I reckon. Assuming we're doing S tier, A tier, B tier, and so on.
Whatever you feel like. B+ it is.
Yeah, cool.
I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give Bring Back Purple Sun like 67 out of 100 because I love Purple Sun, but also Purple Sun ruined my day as a kid playing Warhammer. So I was like Purple Sun, and I cried. So 67 out of 100. I don't even need your opinion on this one. Next team name is Hampton Games Club. 0 out of 10. So boring. Also, why are you trying to take Nick Hohen from us? What's going on? The absolute like. Oh, hang on. Let me just. Oh, this dagger. This dagger. Is it your dagger, Nick? And in my back. Disgraceful. I'm absolutely.
Well, Nick actually got kicked out of his team by Randy, I hear. So, who's not even a dweller somehow, but is on the dwellers team, which we love.
I'm gonna dig around and find out why that was. Damn,
look, Hampton Games Club has also got a special place in my heart. I used to play there a lot many years ago. It doesn't actually operate in Hampton anymore. It operates in Hyatt, so that's false advertising, guys. And I do hear that Ben Leopold is actually flying in from Queensland to play, which is another interstater there. So shout out to him. That's a long way to go. Yes. In terms of the name, Hampton Games Club, it's not that interesting, guys.
No, it's boring, isn't it? Yeah.
But, it does what it does. It says what it does on the tin, so we'll give them a C.
Yep, that's fair. I like that. I will say, though, that C goes to an A+++ if Ben Leopold turns up with the high elves that I painted for him like 15 years ago. That would be sick. I remember doing a massive batch of high elves for him, and then I think they sat in Nick's garage for like a year or something, and then Nick had to move house, and then I wonder if he still has them, or if Nick still has them. That could go to an S++ tier, but we're yet to be seen. The next name is Oh, this is a returning favorite. Optimized Jank. Yeah. Optimized Jank. Listen, I don't know if you remember Optimized Jank or not, Lucky, but they had some serious chops last year. They're a returning team that immediately top of the pile for me.
And it is a good team name. What would you rank it though in your ranking out of 100? What do you reckon?
This one I'll give 4 stars.
4 stars, yeah, good. So
Yeah,
that's a third type of ranking system we've
that's
got
right.
going. That's great.
Four
Love
stars
it.
because it's good and they've added some firepower. It just is lacking a certain je ne sais quoi, a certain pizzazz, a certain sparkle. I want something more from it. I feel like it could be a scary name though. It's kind of like a beta name. It's like Optimized Jank. Are they playing Optimized Jank? Because if they are, thoughts?
I expect some tough lists from these guys. Yeah, absolutely. No, it's a cool name. I don't know. Is it S tier? I'm not sure.
Nah.
I reckon it's an A. I reckon it's an A.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. This one, the Dwellers present Bottom Dwellers. It has the word bottom in it. I think that's funny. Other than that, 0 out of 10 actually, because how many actual Dwellers are in that team? 1? 2?
2. Well, they've got WTC player Jade Brown there.
50%. That's not. You need 51 for a pass mark. That's not a Dwellers team.
Brandy is an honorary dweller, though. Let's be real.
But then he also kicked Nick out of his team, apparently. So maybe the relationships are on the rocks.
Doing God's work.
Doing God's work. That's so funny. I love that so much. Actually, no. You know what? 10 out of 10 for kicking Nick off your team.
But he's blaming Sam and saying that it was Sam doing it because Sam was the admin, so he was the one who actually kicked him out of the group chat.
That's even better. Kick Nick off the team and blame someone else for it.
Sam was just following Randy's orders, or so I hear.
The secret team captain. I think if we get team captain hats made, I'm gonna call it Captain Randy, even if Sam's the captain.
No, Randy's got to be the captain, absolutely.
This next team is another returning team, New South Wales team. Horace, his best mate, the doctor, and accountant. So last year they were called Horace, his best mate, and the doctor. So they've just added an accountant to their team. I guess. I don't know what the play is there.
Well, isn't that what we were trying to say to everyone? Was like, you've already got a team of 3 from last year. You just bring an extra mate. So they've clearly found some accountant from the side of the street to bring along.
Hey, listen, if they were having fiscal problems, if they needed some, financial organization, let's go. An accountant's a sensible choice. Not a fun choice, though. So 2.5 stars out of 6.
Really, I quite like this name. This one.
My problem with it last year was that it's just literally labels for the 4 people in the team. It's like if a team of me and you was called Danny and Lockie.
Well, hang on. Spoiler alert. There is a team name in a couple that kind of goes along those lines.
I think. Look, I'm giving these people the benefit of the doubt because I think they either forgot to update the name or didn't or whatever. What's your ranking for Horace's best mate, the doctor, and accountant?
I reckon it would have been S tier for me without the accountant part. Like, I feel like the accountant part's actually feels a bit lazy, so I'm going to bump that back down to an A.
Brutal. That's savage. We're coming in hot. I'm a fan. All right, let's go. On this streak, the next team is the Order of Questionable Chivalry.
Why is it questionable?
It's Listen, I don't know. It's got Josh Crouch in it, and so anything with that guy, questionable. If you watch
How
any
about
Old World Fanatics, you've heard of the monoliths. And if you haven't watched that, you don't want to know about them.
do you think is it a reference to Night of the Seven Kingdoms or something like that? I don't know.
I think uh, I think they are making an effort to have a cohesive whole out of all the armies they're bringing. Josh is a Bretonian player. Ben is a Bretonian player. I'm not sure what Matthew plays. I'm sure Jay will be bringing Vamps. Maybe that's where the questionable part of chivalry comes into it.
Cool. I think it's a fine name. Um,
Yeah,
nothing too special. Nothing. Probably
it's
a
a
B
fine
tier.
name. And not I'm saying that not like that's a fine name. Like it's a fine name. That's how I'm saying it. That's my judgment on that name.
Good.
You can change it. It's not too late. After that, we've got just two people's names, which might have changed because I think they had a third player registered, but then someone unregistered or something. Their
Right.
their team name was when they initially signed up. AOS died for this too, because last year they were called AOS died for this.
Right.
And now the AOS died for this too, just the number 2. So they've just taken the same name and put a 2 on the end of it.
I can't see that on my thing, so that's interesting.
This is just from my
And
memory.
yeah, cool. I
When
mean,
they
look, this is very topical as well because AOS is dying yet again. I
true,
hear with their 10-year blow up. So that's
yeah,
good.
yeah,
If
maybe they're
they
just
if they go
waiting
with
to
it anyway.
update the team name after AOS actually dies. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. AOS end times? Question mark.
Everyone's just playing old world again. Everything old is new
Everything's
again,
back to
etc.
normal.
etc.
I do like it. But I do also think that the only thing that you can improve on by adding just a number next to it is the Fast and the Furious series. So AOS died for this too. It's not as good. Too Fast, Too Furious, very good. So I don't know about it. I'm gonna give it a Queen of Hearts. That's what I'm giving that one. Anyway,
I
moving
like it.
on. We have Maritime Silk Road is the next team name. That sounds like Cathay.
Yeah. You're not sure about this one, to be honest with you. I don't know how to rate it. It's a bit bland, but
We'll
maybe
wait and
that.
see.
Yeah, it's their theme that they're going for. Maybe.
Could be theme. Could be theme. And then, oh no, maybe they moved it or changed it or something. This last team, and I didn't even save this for the last. This is the latest team to register as a bunch of guys that we teed up with that SA guy. All good boys. They had my favorite team name, which I'm assuming is the one they're still rolling with, even though it's not listed. Pigeons of War. I love
That's
it.
good.
I
How do
love
they come
it.
up with
Pigeons
that?
of
Do you
War
think?
that's an 11 out of 10 name. That goes straight to the top of the tier list for me.
Pigeon bombs are a thing in this game, isn't it?
Ah,
Like Empire pigeon bombs.
yeah, I don't know if any of them play Empire. I'm a fan.
I like
Pigeons
it.
of War is it tickles my pickle. My pickle is tickled,
Yeah, I'll give them
and
I'll
that's
give them
it.
a B. Yeah, let's go. Which so I'm not sure I gave anything an S tier on this one, which
No,
means there's plenty of room for a sneaky, dark horse to come in, change your name to something cool by event day, and then you'll get a sneaky prize.
not a sneaky prize. I'm going to shout the prize. I'm going to announce it very loudly. Um, the also that's 9 teams, which is to say, then if these teams all turn up like good boys and gals, that's 36 people already, and we still got 2 months to run before the
That's a big
actual
event,
event.
mate.
Big event. It's big. If we get 10 teams,
Yeah.
there'll be 40 people.
Mm.
This is pushing CanCon this year. Well, CanCon, but not CanCon, was like 30 something. So already bigger than CanCon. Come along. Get around it. Get snaky. That's what I'm
Absolutely.
saying.
And look, we always say it, but teams events, are just the most fun, because you win and lose as a team, and
Yeah.
a lot of camaraderie there. You make a lot of friends along the way as well, because you're not just playing against your direct opponent; you're playing against the other guys indirectly through the pairings process and whatnot. So it just will be a great weekend, guys. Absolutely.
It's gonna be sick. And then also another little spice on top of that is that if the Australian WTC team comes along, presents a team, there's a bit of competitive pressure there at the top end. It's like if they've been selected as the best or the best, it's a bigger team than that. It's like 8 or something. The best players in the country. Well, come test your mettle. See what you got. Take home bragging rights of beating Australia's team. Replace them in the WTC. Commit some identity fraud.
Could you imagine if they just completely bombed and it's like, you can't rep Australia anymore now. I'm sure they'll do really, really well.
Yeah, well, I mean, we do have a lot of soft scores in play, so that might
That's
play
true.
a part.
That's true.
They will be under pressure to sort of be painting and building competitive armies that might see the hobby suffer. But
I mean, I'm hoping it is good practice for them in terms of like the team nature. But I was talking to Jabe yesterday, who of course is on the WTC team this year, which is really good for him. And Chris Cousins as well, who fellow dweller living in the UK, is on the team this year as well. But there's no restrictions or comp or anything. There's no information about what that looks like for WTC. So
you're right.
it could essentially be no comp. And these guys are going to be playing in a pretty heavily comped Snake Eyes pack. So like the armies that they're going to be playing at WTC, they won't be playing at Snake Eyes, I suspect. But like the practice of the pairings process and thinking about that is hopefully going to be good practice for them.
Playing your role in the team and that sort of thing. Yeah, that is cool.
Definitely.
That is cool. With that silliness, final name ranking tier list to come when I work out how to make it happen, and there's more names and teams. But yeah, that's all I got for this leap year episode of the Dwellers Below. Anything else we need to talk about?
We'll be back in another 12 months to get our free subscription for a week or whatever. So to record again. Maybe we should just ask Patreon for money. I don't know.
No, because then you have to do stuff consistently. Oh, we're so bad with that.
Yeah, no.
Maybe you don't have to. Maybe you can just say, hey, give us $1 a month on the off chance that maybe something happens.
Poke it with a stick.
Patreon reward tiers are all just different ways of saying maybe. If you give us $5 a month, maybe. Maybe, and a shout out. I tried to do so there's no character limit on your name, on your username in Patreon. And that's what they shout out on the Old World Fanatics episode. So I put in like a 3-paragraph like spiel about Snake Eyes. And I think the way they view the names had it cut off, so they got like half a sentence into it. I was like, no.
Oh, bummer! There's a loophole or flaw in the
system.
system.
So it's just paid advertising for Snake Eyes to their viewers.
Love that.
Very funny.
No, I don't think there's anything else to catch up on really. Like as we said, we have all been playing games. All the other guys are pretty busy with life. So that's just
or dead. They might be
what
dead.
It is. Or dead. Nick Owen's definitely dead.
But what's coming up in Melbourne? The people need to know. They stay tuned to the Dwellers, Lucky, for up-to-date news, breaking news, and topical, time-sensitive content.
That's unfortunate for them. Well, if you haven't already signed up and you're living under a rock and you don't know, there's also Arcanacon that's coming out in about a month's time. So that's a 2-day event. Pretty much uncomped, I think, Danny. I think they're playing. I think they've just confirmed to me at least. I think that it will be mixed arms and Grand Army at least. So there's some comp there. But otherwise, I'm just keen to kind of go and play 5 games over 2 days of
Yeah.
Warhammer. It should be pretty casual. Yeah, really keen. I think it's my first 2-day event for Old World, to be honest. I played a lot of 1 days, but finding the time for those 2-day events has been tricky with life.
Get up in those rankings, Lockie. Me and Jay are holding the fort down, being the only 2 Vic players in the top 20. Oh, no, wait. And Jay, who's way higher than us. 2 dwellers in the top 20.
I'm not going to be ranking, that's for sure. Chris Penwarden as well is up there, isn't he?
He's not a dweller, though. Oh, yeah, he's definitely
true.
up there.
I meant it as a Victorian. Yeah, cool.
Anyway.
Well, if we're done.
We're done. Turns out if you don't have 6 dwellers waffling on, it takes an hour. Bang it out.
We should get Brad on next time to talk about his troll horde.
Yeah, true. I didn't even. That's another new army old new army that's happening. Very cool. Very cool. Well, we've been the Dwellers Below. Don't
fail
your strength test.
I thought we were going to do like a back and back one. See you guys.
No.